Hi everyone, as we are discussing about enterprise DevOps for AI engineering, so this is the chapter 5 AWS networking. In the previous videos, we already discussed how we can create our AWS account and how we can launch our first instance. On top of that instance, we already have hosted or deployed a live web application. AWS networking is a core concept in AWS which is very long. If I keep on telling each and everything about networking, it will take very long time. So I have divided into three parts. First part is like networking ACLs. ACLs are nothing but access control list. Second part, we can discuss about core networking part where we're gonna discuss about some important components such as VPC, routing tables, security group, CIDR, then finally internet gateways. In the third part, we can discuss about auto scaling. In the previous session, we have already discussed how we can live any web application on top of instance. Now let's imagine we have an application by the name called my website. If I want to run this my website application on top of any instance, first thing we need is hardware. On top of hardware, we need one OS. Let's take it as Linux. On top of Linux, I can run my application. Nothing but my website I can easily run on top of instance. Before running this, I want one web server. Let's say this web server is nothing but Apache. Also, there is another web server, Nginx. Either you can use Apache or Nginx. If you want to run any application on top of Windows, I need a web server by the name called IIS. We already know in the previous session, we have created one server and we have live one application. This server has respective public IP. Let's say like 13.27.3.128. I can easily access this application with the help of public IP. Imagine this is the browser. With this public IP, HTTP, and with this IP 13.27.3.128, I can easily access this. Initially, when I try to access this application, there is a firewall in between that. We call this firewall as security groups. So this security groups only have enabled SSH, right? If you try to request any server with HTTP, it basically blocks, right? It will say as like site can't be reached. So what we basically do, we will go to the security groups manually and we used to add a rule to allow all traffic. If you allow all traffic, now I can easily access this application, right? Because as we have created a new rule in security groups as all traffic. Now let's create our own security group and we can keep this all traffic so that we can create our own security group and we can use the security group whenever we are creating the new instance in further run. Okay, so how we can create the security group, I will show you. As you can see, I have 3 instances. Currently those instances are stopped. You can able to see the instance status here. So we can create our own instance and run that my website on top of newly created instance. Now for the practical implementation, I have came to my AWS account. As you can see, I have the 3 instances. Currently those instances are stopped. We can create our manual security group. Instead of using default one, let's create our manual own security groups, and whenever we create the instance in the network setting, we can select those security groups. Okay, so how to create the security group? For creating security groups, we need to go for search and we can search as security groups. Okay, so if you click on security groups here, you can able to see I have a lot of security groups. So I want to create a new security group, so you can, there is an option to create a new security group. Click on this create security group. Once you click on the security group, you need to give some basic information, like suppose my website SG. Okay, SG is nothing but security group. Description, I will just write allow all traffic. So I want to allow all the traffic. In the inbound rule, I know what's mean by inbound rule. The inbound rule is nothing but all the incoming traffic to my server. Okay. Defaultly it will be only SSH. Okay. I will add a rule so that I will allow all the traffic like HTTP, HTTPS, SSH. So I will go to the inbound rule and I will select all traffic. Custom, I will select as IPv4. I will scroll down and I will create the security group. You can observe here, I have created the security group by the name called my website hyphen security group SG. Okay, this is what my security group name. Now let's create our own instance. For creating the new instance, I need to go for EC2. There will be an instance. I need to click on this instance. You can see launch instance, right? Click on this launch instance. Let's give the name like my website machine. Okay, I will choose Ubuntu. Here I will select 24.04. Once after selecting that, I will click on confirm changes. Once OS you have selected, you need to provide the hardware requirement. I will select 4 RAM 2 CPU. So I already have the key pair. If you don't have the key pair, you can click on the new key pair. You can give random name. Keep this as default RSA and just click on create key pair. I already have my own key pairs here. I will select my key pair. Okay, I have this key pair. If you won't find any key pair, you need to create a new one. In the network settings, previous video we have left this as default, right? Now we have created our own security group. Instead of using the default security group after creating this instance, I will choose the existing security group for that. So I will click this select existing security group. In the drop down, you need to select the one which we have already created. This is one, my website -SG security group. This is the security group which we have created by our own. Here I will click on this. Here two things you need to remember. One is like here I am creating the instance in Mumbai region. Okay, so ACS specific Mumbai region. We have all many regions here. Even I have created the security group in Mumbai region only. Suppose imagine if you have created instance in California or Virginia, you can't use the security group which you have created in Mumbai region. If you want to use any your own security group, you need to create manually there in the particular selected region. Okay, I left out the thing. I will leave as default, and finally I will click on launch instance. So now successfully I have launched the instance. You can able to see my instance is running, my server machine, right? I will click on this instance and I will click on connect. So here we have many connection option. I will use EC2 instance connect and I can click on this connect button here. We can able to launch our Linux server. This is what our Linux server is. Now let's try to live an application. To live an application or to run an application, we already discussed we need a web server, right? Apache or Nginx. This helps to run our application on top of any servers. Okay, so let's install Apache. Before installing Apache, first thing, I am in Ubuntu. I need to change it for root user. I need to provide the root privilege. So in order to provide root privilege, you can write sudo -i. So before installing Apache, I will update my server. Okay, for updating server, you can write apt update -y and you can click enter. So my server is now updating. Once after successfully update, I can install my Apache. Okay, apt install Apache 2 and I will hit enter. Okay, so press Y here. As you can see, I have successfully installed my Apache. If you want to see the status, you can write systemctl status Apache 2. Okay, and if I hit enter, you can see it's active and running. Now let's try to access this Apache website. Okay, we already know if you are creating any instance, it will provide with two IPs. One is public IP and another one is private IP. With the help of public IP, I can able to access my instance. So I will copy this and I will open incognito mode, paste this and I will click enter. Click on continue site. Now see, I can able to successfully access the complete website. This is only because security group. In the security group, we have given all traffic, right? So I can easily able to access the website. Now let's discuss about NACL. NACL is another security firewall here, which is invisible. This is NACL. Defaultly, this NACL allow all traffic. So that's the reason I can able to access the complete website, right? Now what's mean by NACL? Just imagine there is a compound. In the compound, we have n number of houses. So imagine this is house 1, house 2, house 3 and house 4. Nothing but our server 1, you can say it as server 2, server 3 and server 4. So there is an XYZ person who wants to come to the house 1. So can he directly comes to the house 1? No, there will be a security guard here. If he provide the permission, he can enter inside the compound. This main security group is there. This is acting as an NACL, okay, network access control list. Once assume that he allows all traffic, can enter here. Here your application is present. For accessing our server, there is another security check here, right? This is nothing but our security group. Here again I need to allow here all traffic. If I allow all traffic, I can able to access my application which is there inside the server. If he blocks, even though this is your door is open here, he can't enter, right? Because the main security block, your main NACL is blocking. Now let's see where we can find this NACL and we can do some practical implementation. Let's see where our NACL is present. If you want to find the NACL, basically NACL is present in VPC. Okay, virtual private cloud. You need to search for VPC and you need to click on VPC. You can able to see I have lot of information. One thing I need to explain here is like, okay, your compound is nothing but VPC, okay? And these are the server 1, server 2, server 3. Okay, for each server there will be a security group SG, and for complete compound nothing but our VPC there will be a main security group, that is NACL. If any traffic want to access the server, first it has to pass to virtual firewall, nothing but our NACL, network access control list. If we allow all the traffic, it can access. Then it has to go for second layers firewall, that is nothing but our security group. If we are again allowing this all traffic, it can access the respective server here. Okay, like similarly VPC, here we have VPCs. Okay, this is VPC2. Again we have security NACL. Okay, here we have two VPC, so hence we have two NACL, right? So if you have 3 VPC, we have 3 NACL. It's basically N VPC is equal to N NACL. Okay, here you can able to see in this Mumbai region, I can only find one VPC. Hence, if I see the network access control list, I have one NACL. Okay, if you have 3 VPC in Mumbai region, you will find 3 NACL. So I will click on this NACL, network access control list. In this, I will go inside the network access control list. You can see defaultly it's allowing all traffic. Hence we can able to access the server. Suppose imagine if I edit the inbound. Inbound is nothing but incoming traffic. Okay, it's allowing all traffic, right? If I edit this inbound and if I delete this, delete this, and if I save the changes, now just observe whatever this website we have, right? If I refresh this, you can observe here, now I can't able to access this website, the site can't be reached. But we have created a security group by allowing all traffic, but why it's getting blocked? Even though I have created a security group by allowing all traffic, I can't able to access. This is because your NACL is not allowing. Even though your security groups allows the all traffic, it can't able to access your request. Okay, go back to the NACL and I will click on edit inbound rule here, and I will allow all traffic now. Okay, now add rule, new rule, I will allow all traffic. I will keep this as 1 and I will save this. Okay, so save changes. If I click on the save changes, now I will go here and I will refresh this page. Okay, now you can able to see, hence I can able to access the server and I can able to access the application which is running on top of that server. I believe you have understand everything. If you have any doubts, you can ping me in the comment section. Also, if you want to go and study the theoretical part, I have attached the study material in the GitHub repo. Also, those links are provided in the description. Make use of it. Okay, thank you.